So I was going to show you getting them out, but Dad arrived and he was helping, so I thought, well, while I've got the help there, I'll get them out. All we did was just, I stood in there with a bar, levering it underneath that, and he pulled it out the back here. I'll go through all of those and have a look at whether a load of links need changing, because some of them are pretty much brand new, like that one's brand new. That one's brand new. So yeah, might be lucky with that. The next thing is to get these rollers out, and that whole bit comes off, so I've got to undo this. And that one's got to go that way. Here we go. There. So where they've got this bit of C-ness, you can see there it's snapped off. This bit is supposed to have the threaded bar going through, but no, they just did away with that and yeah, did it like that. I suppose it worked. And then that's the same as the front with the chain cleaner. Just undo that and slide that one out of the way. And then we've got to try and, I'm most likely going to have to grind that one off and then somehow beat that off, because the shaft goes through the middle on that one, and you've got to get that out before you get that bit off. And I just want to make sure the grease can get through. So yeah, that'll be 4 bolts, take that plate off, slide that off if it will, which it should, and then faff like that. If I remember rightly. I do remember rightly. Yeah, you got to that bloody thing. Well, it's official. I'm going to buy myself a lottery ticket. The last time I had to take one of these off, I had to pretty much grind from there almost halfway before it came off, whereas this, I just got in there and started beating on it with a chisel, you know, as you do, because chisels make pretty good punches, and it just slid straight off. I'm actually amazed at that. So what I might do now I know that that'll actually go on, save myself 60 odd quid and just weld a bit of threaded bar to the end. It's marvellous. And that's got a little bush in it. That'll be fine. I'll make sure grease gets in around that and everything. But now what I can do is maybe try my luck and do the same thing the other side. If not, unbolt that and then slide the whole shaft out, and that bit of floor stays there. And yeah, but I'm actually amazed at that. I might try it with that one too, because there's a grub screw on them. Once you undo a grub screw, I was amazed that came undone for a start. But yeah, I shall see what happens with this one, whether I will be so lucky. Right, I'm going to try the same. This one is what I did the other side. This thing is a joy to work with. Now that's one of the good scrapers. I'll probably put that one back in, to be fair. Oh, and somebody was clever enough to to weld it in. That's how I did that. Believe it or not, those are 21 quid each of them, which I think is a rip-off for what it is. Let it go, you sod. Thank you. And there's that plate off. Now the moment. Well, no, wait a minute. No, it's not. Well, that still moves. Might be easier when it's off, actually. Huh. Holding in tight. This could bode well, hopefully. Cross your fingers and your toes. I might not be so lucky with this side, but it doesn't matter anyway because there, it's out. But what I can do is get that end off. You know, I can get it off while it's on the floor or something. And then this piece. With you, well, I'll put you here. There. That's what it sits in. Now that's out, yeah. The next thing will be putting stuff back together. Well, apart from obviously the sprocket on that chain, the other end, and then that roller. Yeah, that's that so far. To do the same thing that I've just done, well, it wasn't taking me, it was yesterday evening where I got the rotors and the hood out. And then today, where I got that, the chains and that out. It took me a very, very long time on the first one I did, that I sold. And I also had to get plates made, because anyone who knows Teagles know they rot out there and there for fun. I had plates made, whether I get the pictures I took when I did it and put those in. I'll put them over the top of what I'm doing now. I had them plasmed out or lasered out and put them in, and yeah, I was very pleased with that one. There's if anybody follows me on TikTok, there's a sort of mini documentary of pretty much doing exactly the same thing. That's on the TikTok. That's that so far. I think the next thing will either be going to Smorages or Prices or whoever to get that pulled or pressed off, and the same with the other sprocket on the rotor pack. Get that one heated up and pulled off, and in the meantime see if I can get those welded up nicely. And then make a list of parts for what I need. I know vaguely what I need, but finalising the list and deciding what I'm doing with the flywheel. I might have to test fit that and go from there. But for the minute, I think that's it so far. Right, so I've got to be quick because my battery's running out, but you just saw me take all that apart. There's a few little welding jobs to do on each of them. Some of them are a bit twisted and all the bolts are completely worn out. I have to straighten that or get that bar back to the right place. Sort this in here weld a new bit on there, and then put it all back together again. But I'll put this on charge, and then I'll do some bit of welding or something. Right, so after beating it with a hammer a lot, I've got it roughly back to the shape it was, but obviously there's still a gap there. So what I've thought is cut that bit out, and I've fashioned this up to go in its place roughly. So that'll sit like that. Obviously. Cut this bit out, and I think I might replace this bit as well, because there's a little pinhole down there somewhere, and it's quite thin. And I've just been thinking over the past few days how I'm going to get that curve. One thought is, before I cut it out, it's welded on the outside and not the inside, so I thought whether I weld, a couple of nuts, space them out, and then obviously tack the first bit in, pull it down a bit, tack it in, pull it down a bit, tack it in, do it like that the whole way along so you get the curve, or measure the piece up, get a sort of cardboard template, or take the whole thing to, I think Smorge is the only people I know with a slip roller, because I've got a sheet of 3mm there, cut the right length and then just put it through the slip roller till it matches up the outside. Doesn't matter if it's a bit longer, because it needs to be a bit longer anyway, because this edge has been completely worn away, and that should be, I think, like that. Yeah, so far that's what I've got, and I'll keep you updated as to the next bit I'm going to do. I can't obviously film all of it because these videos will be very, very long, but you get the idea what I'm doing. This was just cut out and then bent in my little press. Obviously you can see the lines going around. It was just bent bits on that line to get that, but yeah, that's progress so far. So update, I've managed to roughly get a cardboard template of the curve, and how I did that was because I watched too much TikTok, something round with a hole in it, stick the pen in the hole and just roll it along the side. Obviously a bit of card there, and that gives you a rough curve. So then I've cut this piece of 3mm out, because I think it was 3mm before, I'm not 100% sure. And then what I'm going to try and do is clamp it one end, just lift it until you can feel it flex a bit, and then move it along, because it's a very, if you put it in, it would near enough be like that. But yeah, I'm going to give it a go and doing that and see if that works. Who needs the gym when you've got to bend a bit of metal? So that's what I got so far. Ooh. It's a little bit, well, for use of a better word, kinky, in that there's a bit of a kink there, and there. But that's near enough. It's near enough, right, I think. Obviously I'll cut the other bit out and put this in. Yeah, what I did there was just stood on a bit and bent it, and it's only 3mm, it's not that hard to bend, but I sometimes overcomplicate things in my mind a little bit. But, yeah, I think that should be alright. The next job will be to cut this out. Hopefully it should go okay. And then obviously that bit as well, which will be that bit over that bit there, and get welded in. That's that out finally. It really is no going back now. Hopefully the line I drew in here to get the other one in the right place has stayed there. But I'm sure we'll find out. So this is what it's looking like so far. That's that piece I had bent up, or bent up myself. It fits in there almost perfect to where the old one used to be. That yellow line I marked inside because it wasn't welded on the inside, so that's right up against the old curve, and both sides it's pretty much bang on. Obviously here, yes, there's a bit of a hole, but there's a notch taken out of it. It's probably happened when it got hit from the inside, but you can fill that up with weld. But I think that fits rather nicely. It wasn't welded on the inside either, which is a bit weird, but yeah, that's that. I'll probably tack that one in, take it out, clean the sides up, tack it in each corner or whatever, and then have a go at fitting that one. I think I'll have to lie it on the bench like that and have this sticking off the other side, so then it's flat. Because you've got one flat side to work from. Then it matches up to about here. I think if we tack it to there and then just pull it, you know, by hand, bend it round and tack it as we go, that'll match it up quite nicely. And so I'm sorry you're not actually seeing much of what I'm doing, but the trouble is I've got to stop and think for a very long time, and when you've got a GoPro going, it's not great really. But this is what I've got so far. Do that a minute. You remember I said about that yellow line? I've just managed to tack, bend, tack, bend, tack, bend, just to finesse it, and then I've overlapped those ones because the paddles are going this way, and if they're flush, there's got something to grab on. Not that they're right up next to it, but and depending what my idea is, I might put a strip of 3mm just in front of it, but I'll fully weld inside and outside, just so then there's no, can't get caught on anything. But that's the bottom welded on. I've just got to try and do the same for the top. It's quite difficult because it's such a weird shaped thing, and then I'll have to, I think this goes out to meet the outsides, I think. I'm not 100% sure, because obviously that was all scraggly at the top there. I remember on the old one, whether it was that end was all, yeah. So I've got not much of a reference as to what it could be like, but even there I could just get a strip of whatever and, or, you know, cut this off flush and then make a bit to go on there. And then over here I've got a piece to weld in, cut that out and weld that in. Yeah, but at the minute I'm quite pleased with that. And while it's off, it just makes it so much easier to cut and grind and fettle and rather when it's on the machine. But I'll flip it over, do the other side, and then I should be able to move it around a bit easier, because it was all very floppy, and just having tacked that in, made it quite rigid again. But having this in will make it completely solid, but I'll do that and show you, and then hopefully once this hood's done we can do more stuff like taking this apart and putting new bearings on, and that needs beating straight and all bits and pieces like that, and whatever I'm going to do with that. But yeah, anyway, it's coming on well. I don't know about you, but I think that looks mint. All matches up quite well. It's all on the line I had before. Very pleased with that. I had it led down on this side, so I could clamp downwards that way, because this piece is a bit wibbly where the flywheel's been bouncing against it and whatever. Clamping it down, and then I had to do the same thing of pushing or pulling this piece to get to the right place, and then tack it in the right bits. But yeah, I'm very pleased with that. Yeah, we'll move on to trying to straighten these out. I think I know exactly how this is going on. But if you look at that, I think what's happened is obviously this points that way, and the back of the straw chopper is that way, and what he's done is swiveled it while it's been down, and it's twisted it over like that against that and this. So we'll set that up and try and beat that one straight. Right, so I'm going to give it a go at straightening this top hood out. I have done most of the chute parts, but that was a option as well. I don't even know what position it's supposed to be in. Is that bent up? I think it's meant to just be a hood. Might be a bit extra on there, but you see much point in changing that. Right. Very good, very nice. I think that is about it. That'll do for me. That'll just stop. I'll just sort of roll everything over when it's in there and stop it coming over the top. What's next? I don't know what's next really. I think taking these sides off might be next. I'll undo the bolts that hold this whole hood on. Take that away because I want to take, I think it's that side off. Because it's bent down the bottom, if you remember where the slat punched into it. And then also, yeah, I don't know, but we'll get those off. That's what's inside there, just that ring, and these, they're the bearing plates. There. They're the bearing plates for holding the bearings on the other side. And then there's just one nut there and there that holds those in. This is the dent here. That one there, so I'll straighten that one out, and then I want to get those off as well, just because why not? That's just a ring that stops all the crud going inside the rotor and getting wrapped up in the back of the bearing. I'm quite prone to letting go of those ones. But that's that off. I'll see if I can get that. See if I can get these ones undone. Well, that was lucky. Most other times I've done those, they've just snapped straight off. All they are is a plate with 3 holes in, threaded holes. Clever idea, really. Simple, but clever. I'll go through those threads with a tap anyway. I'm going to need a pair of gloves. So what I'm doing here is I'm just seeing what it's like straightening out one of those bent paddles to see if it is possible, because it's better to try and straighten it out than buy a whole new set, and it would be nice to keep the 8 paddles on it, because then I'll have a bit more blow in its original. But it did work out quite well. I did manage to straighten them all out eventually. But yeah, that'll be the end of this video. It's gotten fairly long now, it's about 31 minutes long now. So yeah, if you're enjoying it, let me know in the comments. If you can hit the like button, that would be marvellous. And I'm past 1,000 subscribers, which is brilliant. So thank all of you lot for watching, and I shall see you again in the next one.